Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you. So, what do you know about SAP GTS?
It's like a trading service which is around the global. Whatever the
Mhm.
process which has been done in the logistics process as well.
Fine. Okay. So, as you said, we're going to use this GTS mainly for the logistics purpose, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say when you create a sales order or when you create any kind of transactional data in the feeder system, that will come to GTS for screening. Okay. So, in GTS, we have four submodules. One is compliance management. Let me share my screen. Just,
Yeah.
can you see my screen?
Yes, Arun.
Okay. So there are four submodules in SAP GTS. One is compliance management, another one is customs management, the third one is risk management, and the fourth one is Intrastat, electronic compliance and reporting. So here, whenever you create any transaction data means, I hope you know that sales order,
Yeah.
outbound delivery, billing document, purchase order, inbound delivery. So these transaction data will come to GTS for screening and for crossing the border. For example, let's say when you create a sales order to some other customer who is located in some other country. Okay, so you would like to know the compliance status of the sales order. Like you want to ensure that you are doing a business with a good partner or with a good country or with a good material. So you want to ensure that. To ensure that, what we are going to do, we are going to transfer the sales order to GTS. In GTS, the relevant screening will take place. So those screening, I mean, those type of screening is like one is embargo, the speed, and legal control. So here, let me show you an example. Let's assume that
Arun, your voice is breaking.
yeah, you have created a sales order. You have created a sales order from
Yeah,
your.
yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Let's assume that you have created a sales order. Okay, this is your sales order, and the sales order is for the customer XXX, or let's say customer Arun. Arun is your customer, and the sales order is country Cuba.
Yeah.
Okay, and for the material XT97. So let's say this is a material. Okay, so in the sales order, let's take these are the three high level data. So excluding the company code and plant item category, just exclude those and just focus only on this. So you have created a sales order to the customer Arun and to the country Cuba. The Arun is located in Cuba, and for the material XT-971. Okay, so this is a sales order. So now what you will do at the time you create a sales order, you will create the subsequent documents. Okay, now let's say you are good to ship. I mean, you are about to cross the border. So this is not inside the. You are in US. Let's say you are in US. You are in US, and you are going to ship the sales order to Cuba. Okay, since it is
Yeah.
not inside the US, you have to get the proper approval and confirmation from the customs, so that they will allow you to leave the border. So here, in our case, we are going to send a shipment to the Cuba. So Cuba is not part of our country. So it is another different country. So in this case, what you have to do, you have to contact the customs office. You have to contact the customs authorities. Okay, you have to send your declaration, send your data to the customs system. So this is the customs. Okay, let's assume this is the customs. Okay, this is the US customs. Let's say. So this is the US customs. So before sending any goods to any country, you need to get the proper approval and proper confirmation from the customs authorities or the government authorities. So here, since we are in the US, so we have to get the proper approval from the customs authorities in US. So what we need to do, we have to submit all our data. Data means our shipment data to the US authorities before leaving our country. So what they will do, they will check who is the customer and what is the destination country and what is the material, what is the quantity, what is the value, do we have enough license. So they will check everything. As a part of verification, they will check everything. Okay, during the verification, they come to know that this Cuba is a restricted country. So if the country is restricted for doing business, we should not do any business with them. Okay, so here the Cuba is a restricted country. So without knowing these information, without knowing this data, this information, we have created the order to the Cuba. As a company owner, you may know like Cuba is a designated country or a restricted country, but your company employees doesn't aware about this. So mistakenly they created this order to Cuba. So what will happen? So for due to some political reason or due to some other activities, government has banned Cuba. So without knowing this, you created a sales order to Cuba. Now what will happen? The customs authorities will raise so many questions like what is the reason why you quit the order to Cuba? Don't you aware of the situation between our country and Cuba country? And are you part of any terrorist activities? Then why you are shipping the goods to Cuba? So they will ask so many questions. In the worst case, they will cancel our license, or they will put some penalty on our company. So here there is a risk involved, right? Here there is a risk involved. So which means what? We cannot blindly ship to any countries. There are some certain countries. There are some certain countries declared by UN. So I hope you know what is UN, United Nation. So United
Yeah.
Nation has declared some countries are banned for trade. Cuba, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, North Korea, Iraq, Libya, and so on. There are some countries for which we should not do any trade with them. UN has banned those countries. So by mistake, if you do any business to them, it will be considered as a law violation or violation of law. So here we are going. Here we are attempting to send the shipment to Cuba. So since Cuba is a banned country, so US authorities will not allow you to proceed further. They will block your shipment. They will not stop they will blocking the shipment. They will issue a penalty or they will cancel the license. So here there is a risk involved, right? Which means we should not blindly do business with any countries. So what would happen if you do mistakenly? What would happen if you mistakenly do any business with these countries? So you will be caught at the bottom. At the border. So they will issue penalty or they will cancel your license. So here there is a risk involved, right? To mitigate this risk, to avoid this risk, so we are using SAP GTS. In SAP GTS, we are using an application called Embargo. So what this application will do, whenever if any sales order or outbound delivery, inbound delivery or purchase order is created, that order will immediately come to GTS and GTS system will screen for the embargo check. So this embargo, as part of this embargo, system will screen the destination country against the list of the countries. So if there is any match found, system will put a block. System will put a block on your sales order saying that it is blocked for embargo. If order is blocked for embargo or any kind of block in GTS, system will not allow you to proceed further. Which means you will not be able to create a outbound delivery. You will not be able to create a billing document. System will stop here itself at the sales order level itself. To avoid these complications and to avoid these errors, we are using the application called embargo in GTS. Okay, now let's see. Now let's say now you are shipping to Germany. Now you are shipping your shipment to Germany. So Germany is not a bad country. It's a good country. There is no block for Germany in embargo. Okay, now let's see. Before sending the goods to Germany, what you will do? You will submit your declaration to the customs authorities. Declaration means your shipping data. I mean the information about your shipment. You are going to submit those information to the customs authorities. So customs authorities will verify everything. As part of verification, they will do who is the customer, what is the destination country, values, quantity, license. They will check everything. And as part of verification, they come to know that this Arun is a terrorist. This Arun is a terrorist. So what will happen if you do business with a terrorist? The consequences will be more, right? Like for example, if you're trying to do a shipment to terrorist, your customs authority will block you, will ban you, they will seal your company. Okay, now let's see here. So if they come to know this Arun is a terrorist, like again they will ask so many questions. They will raise so many questions against you, like why you are dealing a business with terrorist? What is the how long you've been doing a business with a terrorist? Are you part of the terrorist operation? So they will ask so many questions, and again it will end up with a penalty, or they will cancel your license. In the worst case, they will seal your company. How to come across this? How to come across this? See, if it is a country, there are only some countries, so we can easily remember. So whenever we are going to create a sales order, so we will check. Okay, these are seven countries. Some countries. These seven countries are easily remember, and we can easily remember these seven countries. But what if for the partners there are millions of users in the world, billions of users in the world? We are not a supercomputer to remember all the person in the world. There might be some good person, there may be some bad person, there might be some banned organization. So how do we remember everything? Again, here is a risk involved, right? So risk means we should not do a business with any person, right? How to come across this? How to avoid this issue? So here there is a risk involved. This risk can be overcome with another application in GTS that is called SPL. SPL means sanctioned party list screening. Okay, so as part of our SPL, what we are going to do in GTS, we are going to upload a file. We are going to upload a file. That file will contain multiple users, which who are all banned by the governments. Okay, who are all banned by the governments, and multiple organizations which are all banned by the government. So there are multiple things. For example, let's say there are 100 terrorists. So if government identifies those are the terrorists, what they will do, they will add their names in the list and they will update in their website. So as a consultant or as a user, what you have to do, you have to download that file and you have to upload it in the GTA system. So the GTA system will aware, okay, these are the terrorists. Okay, now just assume that you have uploaded all the files in the GTA system. Now GTA system is equipped with a list of banned or banned organization, banned persons or banned individuals. Now, so Arun is part of that file. So now, as soon as you create a sales order, that sales order will come to GTS, and system will perform an embargo check and it will perform SPL check. As part of SPL check, what system will do? System will compare the partner name with the SPL file in GTS. If any match found, it will put a block. It will put a block for SPL. If it is a block, then your feeder system, your S4 system or your ECC system will not allow you to proceed further, which means you will not be able to create the outbound delivery unless until the block is removed. Okay, so this part of our screening is called SPL screening. Fine. Any doubts?
These others comes under the customs management, right? Or compliance
This all
management.
comes under compliance management.
Okay.
Any other doubts? Hi, Suresh.
No, no.
Fine, fine. Okay. Now let's see. Now the block has been removed. There is no block for this Arun. Okay. Now let's assume this Arun is a good guy, and you are not you are not selling your goods, or you are not sending a shipment to the any blocked countries. Okay. Now let's see. You are using a material. This is the sensor. Let's say this is the sensor. This is the sensor. The material which you are shipping is a sensor. Now let's say here you have customer, country, and material. So this customer is a good customer and country is. Now again you will send your shipment data to the customs, US customs. So what they will do, they will verify everything. So as part of verification, as I said, they will check customer, destination country, material, quantity and value. Along with that, they will also check the license. They will check, do you have the enough license? Do you have a proper license to export this material? If you don't have such license, they will not allow you to export your shipment. If you don't have a proper license and if you try to ship the material or try to ship the goods, they will again uh, cancel your export license, cancel your export license. They will issue a penalty or they will seal your company. Again, there is a risk involved, which means you can't blindly send any material to anyone. So you need to have a proper license. If you don't have a proper license, the system will put a block. That block is called legal control block. So, as part of a legal control screening, system will check this material. Like whenever you create a sales order, it will come to GTS, and GTS will do the legal
Arun,
control screening.
sorry to interrupt you. Are you sharing your screen right now? I'm not able to see your screen.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, yes, Arun.
Yeah, what I was saying, as part of a legal control check, as soon as you create a sales order, that sales order will come to GTS for complaint screening. So as part of a legal control check, system will screen the material whether it requires a license or not. In case if there is no proper license maintained, it will put a block, and that block is called legal control block. Okay, if there is any block has been applied for this sales order, you will not able to proceed further. You will not able to create the outbound delivery, or you will not able to create the billing document. Okay, so in order to create the subsequent documents, you have to get rid of the block. You have to remove all the blocks from the GTS system. Okay, so these three checks are called as compliance check or compliance screening. So first one is embargo. So as part of embargo, system will screen the partner country. And second check is SPL. As part of our SPL, system will check the partner name and address against the SPL files. And as part of legal control, system will check the license requirement. So these three screening is called as a compliance screening or compliance management screening. Any doubts?
No, nothing from my end.
Fine. So if we don't have doubts, we can proceed to the next topic. Yes, customs management. So customs management. I hope you all know like how to create a building document, right? So you both are from the ST background, right? Fine. So I hope you know how to create a building document or perform invoice or a commercial invoice, whatever it is. So once the
Yes.
performer invoice or commercial invoice has been created, it will come to GTS as a customs export declaration. So once performer invoice or any invoice has been created, it will come to GTS as a customs declaration. Okay. So here once I mean if you create a billing document, that will come to GTS as a customs export declaration. Now let's see. Let's assume that here we have the customs declaration. Okay. Now what is the next step? So once the custom declaration is created, what you have to do? We have to send the declaration to the custom system directly. So before GTS, how people used to submit the declaration was like went to the customs office and they would submit all the papers like physical papers like customs form or other any other invoice. They will attach everything and they will submit in person in the customs office. Then what they do, the customs office would verify everything and they would provide the approval. So based on the approval, they would ship the shipment to the other countries. Okay, so this was the practice they followed before the SAP GTS in between 1980 to 2000. So after that, SAP has introduced a model called customs management that was incorporated in the SAP GTS. With the help of customs management, we can submit the declaration with a single click. We don't need to go to office. We don't need to go to the customs office, or we don't need to wait for a whole day. Okay, so before GTS, the people used to go to customs office by person, and they would wait for a whole day to get the approval. Why? Because like you, multiple people would submit their declarations. The customs officers would verify everything manually one by one. So it would take some time. So it would take at least a day or more than a day. But with the help of SAP GTS, we are going to submit the declaration with a single click. Okay, like in SAP GTS, we have a model called customs management. So there, what we can do, we can select the declaration and we can click the execute button. So that will trigger the export declaration to the custom system. Okay, so here custom system will verify everything and they will provide the approval. So based on the approval, we are going to ship our goods to the other countries. Okay, and as part of this process, we have multiple process involved, like multiple communication process, multiple steps involved. We will discuss everything in our class. Okay, so whatever I just discussed about the customs management, it is called self-filing or electronic filing. Self-filing or electronic filing is nothing but without anyone's help or without anyone's intervention, we are going to submit the declaration directly to the custom system. Okay, so this process is called self-filing. So when it comes to self-filing, SAP GTS supports self-filing only for the 14 countries. So these are all the 14 countries like US, Germany, Netherlands, UK, Austria, Australia, New Zealand, Switzerland, Belgium, France, Spain, Denmark, Sweden, and China. So these are the 14 countries which SAP supports self-filing. So what about other countries? Suppose I am in Singapore, I am using SAP GTS, then how I will submit the declaration to the customs? So what I will do, I will create all the documents with the help of SAP GTS and I will submit the document to the broker. So broker will submit the declaration to the customs system or customs office and he will get the confirmation from the customs and he will forward the confirmation to us, and with the help of the confirmation we are going to ship the goods. So this will applicable only for the other countries. For these 14 countries, you don't need to go to broker. You can directly submit the declaration to customs. Okay. So as part of our customs management, we are going to discuss what is customs management and what are the communication processes involved in the customs management and how to communicate to the customs authorities and what are types of filing. So we have broker filing and self filing or e-filing. So these are all the steps we are going to discuss in the customs management. And along with that, we are going to discuss some other functionalities like incompleteness procedures, default data, customs code list. So these are all the part of configuration. So we will discuss one by one. And that's all about the customs declaration. Any doubts?
Hello.
So I will show you like how to trigger the declaration and everything the system. This is the GTS system, and this area is called as GTS area menu or GTS cockpit. So here you can see compliance management, customs management, risk management, and electronic compliance and reporting. Here you can see under compliance management we have SPL, and here this is the legal control. This is the legal control cockpit. Inside the legal control cockpit we have embargo screening. So these are all the three screenings, and this is for legal control and this is for embargo. Okay, so these are all three screenings are available in the compliance management, and this is the customs management. Go to export. So this is the customs declaration area. From here you are going to trigger your declaration to the customs system. Okay, so here you can see the communication. So from the communication icon, so here we are going to execute the messages. So here we have some messages. We will discuss one by one in our class. Okay, so what message we need to what message we have to execute. So what is the communication we will receive? Everything we will discuss during the class. Okay, so here you have to select a message and you have to click on this execute. Okay, at the moment you click on this execute button, system will directly transfer these to the custom system. Okay, and you have to wait for the approval. So once approval received, you can print the relevant form or output, and you can hand over to the logistics person, and he will take the goods and he will cross the he will cross the border. So this is the customs declaration, and this is the E4H version. So I hope you know the difference between E4H and GTS 11. If you know, if you don't know, I will tell. So GTS 11, it's the older version of SAP GTS where we use GUI. Okay, so this GUI means this is the GUI screen. Whereas in E4H, we are going to use a Fiori. We are going to use a Fiori tiles to have this. To get this communicated to the customers. Okay, so I will show you how to use this in Fiori. In E4H, you can use both GUI and Fiori. It is not mandatory to use only the Fiori. So this is the Fiori. This is the Fiori of E4H edition for HANA and GTS. So from here we are going to do multiple operations like how to screen the documents, how to release the documents, how to send the declaration to customs. So everything we will do it here. Okay. So these are all the tiles which we're going to use. Any doubts?
In S/4HANA, what is the version you are using for that one?
This one,
For GTS?
this 2023.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. GTS customs management.
And Arun, can you brief about the reference management, risk management, and
Sorry.
intrastate reference management?
Yeah, I'm going to inform about that. I'm going to explain the customs management. So that's all about the customs management. Okay.
Yeah.
So it will take around at least 10 hours to complete this customs management. At least 7 to 10 hours to complete this entire customs management. And risk management. So what is risk management? Does anyone know? It will deal with the monetary losses. It will deal with the monetary losses and transactions. Transactions, a bank transaction, everything. Okay, now let's see. In the previous version of GTS, we had risk management. So under risk management, we had these three applications: preference processing, letter of credits, and restitution management. And this letter of credits now has been officially moved to the SAP FICO model. And this restitution management, it's mainly used in European Union. So if you are into the agricultural business and if you are belongs to Europe, then you can use this restitution management. And later sometime, the European Union has officially removed this process, restitution management. So SAP also removed this process from its model. So under GTS, under GTS, under risk management, currently we have only one model, one application that is called preference processing. What do you know about the preference processing? Can anyone explain? Any idea about it?
It's like a function of a version of a goods or service, which is it's like on based on a free trade agreements like that.
Exactly. Anyway, thanks for your answer. So risk management, preference management is going to deal with the free trade agreement, FTA. So free trade agreements means what? It means what? Agreement for doing the trade for free of cost. For example, let's say I am in US and if you are in Canada, we can import and export within our two country, okay, without paying any tax based on some condition. And I am in Mexico and you are in US. So if I'm going to import anything to my country, I'm not going to pay any tax. the help of this FTA, free trade agreement, I'm not going to pay any tax. Again, that is based on some condition. That condition is called country of origin. So the country of origin of the material which I am being imported into my country, which is really manufactured within the agreement country, then I'm not going to pay any tax. So, as you know that there are multiple trade agreements are active around the world. So we are mainly focused only on two agreement. One is NAFTA or USMCA. Another one is European Free Trade Agreement. So as part of this NAFTA or USMCA, there are three countries are part of this agreement. One is US, Canada, and Mexico. Which means if there is any trade that is going to happen within these three countries, trade means import and export, that is going to happen within these three countries, then they are not going to pay any tax. They don't need to pay any tax at the time of import or export based on some condition. That condition is called country of origin. We will discuss this country of origin everything in depth during our class. Okay, so among these three countries there is agreement active. That agreement is called USMCA. So earlier it was called as NAFTA, and now that this guy Trump has renamed it to USMCA, US, Mexico, and Canada. Okay, and we have multiple topics in this preference management. We will discuss one by one during our class. And similarly, we have other agreement for European Union. It is called EFTA, European Free Trade Agreement. So we will discuss everything during our class. Okay, and we have one last model that is called intrastat. So intrastat is nothing but it's a declaration. So whenever you are going to ship anything within the European Union, which means I am in Germany and you are in Netherlands. If I export anything from Germany to Netherlands, that will be called as an intrastat declaration. Okay, so that will be called as an intrastat declaration, which means any trade which happens within the European Union, that will be called as an intrastat declaration. So as part of our intrastat declaration, what we are going to do, we are going to send the details of the import and exports to our country authorities, to our country government. Let's say I'm in Germany and I'm going to export some goods to Netherlands, Spain, what else? Belgium, France. So I'm going to export all these goods to all my goods to these countries, these European Union countries. So at the end of this month, what I have to do, I have to submit the declaration to my authorities. Declaration means what all the goods I have exported outside of my country to the European Union countries, and what are all the goods I have imported into my country from the other European countries. I have to submit this declaration to my country government authorities. That declaration is called as a intrastate declaration. So why only for this Europe we have this specific declaration? Why? Because uh, see, even though the European Union is a single market, so inside European Union we have 27 countries. So each and every 27 countries has their own government. So their government would like to know the status of their country, like how much goods we are exporting, how much goods we are importing. They would like to know the status. So for example, let's say if you keep on exporting the goods to other countries, what would happen? You will get rich and you will grow. When you grow, you will pay tax and your country will grow. Simply the same simple concept. Okay, so because of this reason, the government has asked these other countries in the European Union to submit the declaration to their own government. Okay, and these are all the four modules in SAP GTS. One is compliance management, customs management, risk management, and electronic compliance and reporting. Any doubts? Okay, just give me 2 more minutes. I will share you the syllabus. Okay, and this is the syllabus. The first class will be our foundation and basics, like what is the introduction of his, what is the introduction of, what is this introduction, what is SAPGTS, everything we will discuss in the first class. And the second class, from second class, we are going to discuss about the master and transaction data transfer. like how to transfer the master data manually, and how to transfer the master data automatically, and how to transfer the transaction data. So everything will be discussed under this session. And then we will move to system communication, like how we are going to communicate from one system to another system, right? So like how we are going to map the two systems. So what are the configurations required? So everything will be discussed in this area. Like how, for example, if your feed system is S4 and you are going to communicate with the E4 system, then we will have this communication, like how to communicate our S4 with our E4 system. Everything will be discussed here. And general settings. So this is nothing but so I hope you all know that company code plant or the high level organization element in the feeder system, right? So similarly in GTS we have some high level organization element that is called the FTO and legal unit. We will discuss that. So we here under this general setting configuration we are going to map a company code with FTO and plant with the legal unit, and the partner structure, document structure. So document structure nothing but we have multiple sales order type, delivery type. Similarly in GTS also we have order type and delivery type. We are going to map those with this predestined type. And then we have important thing in GTS that is called legal regulation. So without legal regulation, no other application will work. Like whatever application we just discussed, like embargo, SPL, legal control, customs, preference, interest rate. So all the application must have at least one legal regulation. So legal regulation will drive all those applications. So we will discuss how to create a legal regulation and how to activate it. And we'll also discuss embargo, SPL. So what are the configurations involved in SPL? And we will discuss about the legal control. What are the configurations and what all the data we need to map for legal control? What is the license? Everything we will discuss here. And we will move to customs management. So in customs management, we will discuss about import, export, and other processes like special customs procedures, communication process, general settings. So everything we will discuss here. And as part of our preference process, we will discuss what is preference and what are the master data required for preference, what is the configuration required for preference. Everything we will discuss here. And finally, interested. So by this, we will complete our course. And that's all from my end. Any doubts?
No.
Fine. For Suresh, any doubts?
No, as of now, I'll go to that. Can you just share that content what you're going to cover?
Yeah, I've
So,
already shared with
okay,
Swatik. You can get it from him.
okay. Thanks, Arun.
Thank you. Thanks all.